Welcome. I was thinking about some things after discussing some printing issues with a friend, and filament kept coming up. Basically, it's a discussion on exactly what can cause problems and trying to identify the who, what, where, and why of printing problems. With everything going on in the printing realm, if you will, trying to eliminate the easy things are probably the best thing. And in this case, I just wanted to talk about filament protection, if you will, or what you're going to do to protect your filament when you're not actually printing with it sitting in the, on the printer. So the first thing I'll say is you want to basically make sure that you always have something keeping control of the tag, because it's going to get all, this is a very, very almost dead roll, so it doesn't really matter, but if you just let go of it, it can spring and it'll get tucked up underneath each other, and next thing you know, it's not going to unwind well and it'll end up becoming a knot, and then it'll end up pulling this over and it'll just kill your print. And there's so many things that can kill your print. Let's eliminate the ones we can handle. So all the printers, of course, or all the spools come with these little holes. Well, not all, most. And what's intriguing is this is a cheap roll, but it is at least a little bit better where they have one here and the other one is down here. So at least they're offset. It's kind of an annoyance when they'll have two of them like side by side. It's kind of irritating. So obviously the point of this is, oh look, I can't quite get to this side, because if I push in to here, which is, looks like I can almost make it, if I just leave it like that, it pops right back in. So you need to kind of go back the other way, and then as I'm doing this, a lot of times this filament's brittle. This one's going to actually work, it looks like, and now it'll hang in there and work. Well, what if it breaks? Or what if there was an easier way? So I went to Thingiverse and searched filament clip, and there was files that ended up, I found it print like this. There's a whole bunch of different styles, but the idea behind it is simple. It just slides in to hold the filament, and then it clips on the side. Voila. So simple. Highly recommend them. I mean, you can print a ton of them in like no time whatsoever. I'll put a link to it down below. I didn't design it. It's somebody else's, like everything Thingiverse. So anyways, highly recommend that. The only other thing I wanted to talk about was, what do you do with it? Do you just sit it on the desk? Well, it's kind of a thing now, is wet filament. Well, how wet is wet filament? What does it take to make it get wet? I don't know. I'm not going to lie and give you that I know the perfect answer, but this is one of the options that I ended up coming up with. I got it, I'm sure, from a video somewhere or the web somehow, or I don't know. I don't even remember where it came from. But you can just get these little tubs. They got the seal, watertight seals on them. And then what you do, if you can see in the bottom of this, I do it two ways. There's either the desiccant you can buy in these big 5-gallon cans, or a gallon can or whatever. Cans like this. I think I got it on Amazon. And you just spread it in a few boxes, and I've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes of these. And each one of them easily holds 4. Some of them I had a rod that went across it, because I made a neat, yes, I'm not prepared, but that's okay. You get what you pay for. This was a neat idea that I had come up with from, I don't know if it was Tom or somebody had done a video about this, and the basic idea behind this is there's a rod that goes across and it's supposed to hang these filament spools. Well, I kind of started getting annoyed with it. Kind of lost the battery. The piece that I was trying to talk about is if you take the filament, and I've got holes drilled across this, as you can see, and I apologize you can't see me. I'm still here. There's holes drilled with little pieces of rubber, and then you feed the filament through the hole, and now suddenly, if I had the rod going, you've got filament of whatever color you want, free and clear, ready to go to your wonderful dry printing needs. The only issue I had with it was that when you backed out the filament from the printer, once the extruder backed it all out, you had a long tag line and it just kind of hung there. And it got really messy. And if you tried to back it back into here, it was annoying, and then, yeah, yada, yada, yada. I ended up deciding that whole thing was way more work than it was probably worth. So I quit messing with that, and then I just went with exactly what you got here. These are nice, what are they? Sterilite gasket boxes, 16.8 long, 11 1/4 wide, 10 7/8 inch high. I'll try and do it's 20 quart. I'll try and put a link to these down as well. But anyways, I just found that these are awesome. I love them. Like I said, 4 each, and you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes right now full of rolls. Plus I got one sitting on a printer over there. Keeps them dry. You can also, as you saw from on this, is I just throw the extra desk kit bags in there. Got to do something with them, so I just throw them in there in a nice pile. And does it help? I don't know. Someday I'm going to probably get a meter and throw it in some of these and see what the humidity's like inside. But anywho, there you go. Filament clips, boxes with desking of some sort. Keep your filament good. Plenty of other things that can kill your prints. Let's take care of the ones that we can fix and not have to worry about them. Thank you much. Have a great day. Keep printing.